Hello and welcome back to another Mighty Fine Presentations production. Today we will be looking at effective slides. We all know what makes horrendously bad slides and outrageously bad slides, but what makes marginally ineffective slides ineffective? So we'll be looking at some key areas, some samples, and how to improve your slides and techniques and using PowerPoint as well. So let me begin by introducing my 3 points to today's presentation. First point is we'll be looking at some board slide samples. 3 in particular, one is mine, and 2 are downloaded from the internet. Then we'll be looking at some simple rules to apply to your slides, and finally we're looking at using transitions. Now these transitions are PowerPoint transitions, software transitions, but also transition language is very important here, as we will see. Alright, so let's get started. Let's look at some board slides. Now, what makes this a poor slide? Yeah, as you can see, it's too much information on the screen at once, and also it wasn't properly introduced, so people don't really know what they're looking at, and also the numbers are slightly unclear. So we'll look at how to improve this one. Now let's look at another one downloaded from the internet. Now, how can I even begin to describe the issues here? Of course, basically too much information, too much color, too many font styles, and yeah, everybody has a few opinions here. So let's look at number 3. Now this one here is getting much better, but I personally feel it's a little bit too much on the right hand side, too much description, and also Coca-Cola is spelled wrong, so remember to proofread your slides before they go up in front of people. And also remember that your slides are not to be meant as handouts. Alright? They are to be meant only up on the screen. Alright, so let's look at a few tips. Right, some simple rules to apply to your slides. Here we are. Number 1, don't just let your slides talk. Of course, your slides give information, but you are meant to detail the information of the slide. There's not to be too much writing on the slide. Everybody has their own opinion as to how many words and how many sentences can be on one slide. Generally 5 or 6 with 5 words per line. You'll see various numbers everywhere and how many colors as well. But keep in mind that your slides should be very simple. If you do want a handout to give to your audience at the end of your presentation, and I repeat, at the end of your presentation, then make alternate slides or alternate handouts, not the ones that you'll be using. And I say at the end of your presentation. Again, this is debatable, but if you give your handouts at the beginning of your presentation, then generally people have their heads down and they're not paying attention to what you're saying. You're the focus, not your slides, of course. Alright, so let's look at number 2. Introduce and conclude your slide. Introducing your slide is mandatory. You have to do that. Conclusions, it depends on how much information is up on the screen at one time. And of course I'll give you some examples there. Don't use slides as a handout. As mentioned, use alternate handout material. Keep your slides very simple with minimal written information on there, just keywords. And finally, the KISS principle. And who can tell me what the KISS principle is? That's right. Keep it short and simple. Keep your slides short and the language simple. And you do the talking. Alright, so let's get moving and have a look at how to change your slides. Some of the bad examples and the good examples, and using transitions as well. So the first one here, Whitebeard Sales, a competitive overview. little bit too much information, very, very hard, very awkward to see. So we'll break it up, and using transitions, figure out what is most important here. Of course, Whitebeard and our main competitor, Beards R Us. So let's bring those up on the screen first. Whitebeard sales. All right, we're looking good. We're doing good in December, of course, to be expected. And what about Whitebeard or Beards R Us? All right, they're beating us. So how can we improve this? So then we'll just round up X, Y, and Z. If you want to, you can bring those up after. Now, how did I do that? Well, let's have a look at how we can do that. Alright, here you can see this is Office 2010, PowerPoint 2010, a little bit similar to 2007, but the effects are exactly the same as 2003, just found in a different place. The effect options on the the main menu. What you're doing is when you just copy paste a graph into your PowerPoint from Excel, what you can do is your effect option, you can present by series. You can present as one object, you can present by series, or by category. Category is nice if you want to go month by month by month by month by month. That's quite nice. But by series is what we want to do here. We want to compare a major competitor to major competitors. So click on here, and on your right hand side in the animation pane, you'll see a breakdown. So you can break it down by displaying only your Series 1 chart, which is the first one, Whitebeard, and your Series 2 on the chart is the Beards R Us. And you can play around with those, add any kind of visual effect you want, and have fun with that. And it'll make your slides much less convoluted. Alright, so let's look at number 2, the second one, and see how we can fix that one. First of all, we got to figure out what's wrong with it, and generally too much information, too much color, too many lines. Really, your eye just has no idea where to go to. So it looks like we're focusing on a couple of areas. So how can we change this? Well, let's have a look. And of course, that's an example of introducing your slides before you show them. Very important. So Whitebeard products, we're going to basically do the same functions that were required on the previous slide, but we'll do that through transitions. So 2009 products, and the Santa Beard, the Santa 1000, and we also have the Santa 1100. And we have three models, the light, the full, the custom. And we're going to be focusing on the full, so we can just get rid of the light and the custom. There we go. And the 2010 products will pop up as well. And we've got a number of 2010 products as well. Santa 2010, Santa 2100, or the Santa 2000. Again, we don't want to focus on all the information here, so we got to take it off screen and bring the audience's eye to the custom. So let's take that off, everything else but that. And then you want to bring it up with the arrow, one by one. Here we go. I want to say the gray to the side, the scruffy to the profile, the non-tickle, bring it up as one. Now it's very easy to see and to understand. And just to round it off, if you don't want to bring it all back, just to put it in perspective with the remaining product line, you just to bring it all back like that. That's optional. Alright, so again, that's through using transitions, and really get functional with those transitions. So let's look at the last example. Again here, too much information and too many stats here. I don't really know where we're really focusing on. So what we want to do is we want to focus on and highlight key information here. And really too wordy, way too wordy. You're writing full sentences. You don't want to write full sentences. Just keywords. Keep it simple. Keep it short and simple. So let's have a look at how we can do that. Again, using transitions. Alright. So you bring up your chart. Okay, that's you're basically doing a comparison through all your other facts here. So we do want to bring it all up at once. But what we want to do is pull out some highlighting. So the overview. There we go. Light beard. That brings your attention to one, and then it disappears. Brings your attention to another, and then the custom brings your attention to the other, and finally the last category, and the detail. And that is not too much information on the screen. Easily handleable. And you can conclude a slide if you like. So what I would like you to remember from this slide is that full and custom beards are selling very well. However, the light beard is our major product. So let's focus on that. So I hope that gives you a few tips to make your PowerPoint slides even more effective than they are. But of course, these tips will help, but if you use them with the other 9 in this series, you will have even more dynamic and memorable presentations. So be sure to visit us again at www.mightyfinepresentations.com for more presentation tips, and as well some mentoring and some tutoring programs and ebooks and everything you'll need for a really effective presentation. So thank you again for your time, and hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.